Airsofters, are you here? I'm live. This is Gabe from the Minnesota Airsoft Association. I do not do these much. I'm on cameras all the time for work, but for Airsoft, it's not my thing. Welcome to the Minnesota Airsoft Association office, as it were. We're going to wait, see if anybody shows up. Because I was late, I'll give everybody a courtesy couple minutes here. I'll hop back online and say that I'm here. We'll just see how this all goes. All right. I'm checking to see if I'm recording as well, because I'll post this as well. And I might do a YouTube one later. I obviously won't be able to shoot the shell yet in my house, so I'll wait till this weekend. Maybe I'll go out to one of the local fields and do it, but okay. Checking the stats, checking my logs. All right, tell you what, I'm just going to do this. It'll be recorded for anybody who wants to see it later. The Krytac KT320 launcher and KT40 shell was announced a couple months ago. Like a lot of Krytac things, I'll be honest, I saw it and I was like, hey, great, another launcher. Like, it wasn't something specifically that I think was needed in the airsoft market, but whatever, you know, it's new, it's neat. I collect launchers anyway, so no matter what, I was going to get it. Got my shipping notice over the weekend, and I was super excited, and here we are. So, let's do it. First off, here's my box from UPS. Do better, UPS. Stop bouncing my stuff around. I don't get live unboxings, but people love them, so here we go. Hope everyone is doing well today. The world is on fire, so let's do something fun and look at airsoft stuff. Packaging. We don't need it. I got my 3 of Diamonds Barrett Evike card. If anybody wants it, let me know. Here is our KT40 shell box and our Krytac KT320 box. We will start with the launcher itself. A fine Krytac box with their excellent logo, one of my most favorite logos in Airsoft. Okay, here we go. Launcher in a nicely packaged box. With, as always, Krytac manual at the top. I'm not going to read it. So in here we have a rail of some kind, an adapter for your stock, appears to be a barrel extender, a new replacement front end because, and we'll get to it, it's not a painted ring on the front of the barrel. It's actually a metal piece. It's a piece on its own. That's pretty cool. Maybe some kind of elevation tool. A pin. Like, there's a lot of parts in here, so that's cool. But let's get to the real meat of it. The K320 launcher in holster. I was really trying to figure out if the holster was silly. It's not silly. It's pretty cool. It depends on how you're carrying this. If it's your primary launcher, it's just going to be in your hand. But if you put it on a belt or something, cool. Like, this is actually really nice. Now you don't have to make something up. As I'm looking, it actually appears that this rail system goes to the side of the holster. We'll figure this out. Remember how I said I wasn't going to look at the instructions? Okay, fine. I'm going to look at the instructions. I'm looking if there's a release. Nice. Serpa-esque, I'll just say, but let's just pretend that we're not going to shoot ourselves with this. There is a release button here to get the launcher out. Because let's assume what this is. There it is. Okay, need to work that in a little bit. That's a nice feature, actually. So you don't lose, so how many people lose their pistols if they don't have a good retention holster? Lose their holster or lose their pistols. Same with your new launcher. I'm pushing in a little bit on the 320 in order to be able to pull it out. Nice. It's a neat feature. I'm gonna put the box down here for a minute. As already noted, so this, instead of, yeah, that's great. So instead of painting the barrel orange, which is a huge hassle, this is its own piece. And if you can see in there, there's actually, maybe one of the tools in the box is for easy removal of this. That's pretty sweet. Maybe not the official color orange it's supposed to be, but I'm not complaining. I'm just pointing it out because others might, and it's the internet and people are pedantic. So that's cool. First of all, there is just a replacement piece for this. In fact, I'm just going to grab it. So the box comes with a replacement black or just metal ring, which will replace this orange one. I am evidently weak and cannot open this. There we go. So yeah, absolutely. A threaded replacement safety orange cover. Cool. So now you can have just your short version. And then as noted also, it comes with a extended barrel. So what do you want to call that? Grabbing a ruler. 2 inches extension barrel. Should you need that, either for looks or for purpose driven, I don't know. So I'm not going to replace this now. I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to do it wrong live on video. So that could be an extra couple inches. I will say tangentially, because I have some videos coming out, or they're out, but I haven't really promoted them, about GAG, Twin Cities Airsoft's giant airsoft game rules, which requires your launcher to be 16 inches long, at least 16 inches long, without a stock. Maybe this gets us to 16, so this could be a valid launcher. Features. There's not going to be too many here, right? I guess that's the safety. What is this? So something, oh no, okay. So again, everything brand new, sticky. There is a small switch underneath where the trigger is, or underneath it, or right above the trigger guard, that if you push it open, that is your open mechanism. Mine's a little sticky, like I said, so there it is. One more time for all of us. Performance anxiety. But that is your unlock to get into or open the breech so you can put a shell in. All right, cool. You have a safety. Okay. Gun has a safety, as it should. I'll probably never turn it on. Oh, here's an interesting thing. I'll take it back. It is ambi. So there's one side. Here's the other side. So you backward hands, lefties, can use this too and push it the same way. So either way, push it all the way in, it's going to be safe. Or I'm sorry, it's going to be fire. So cool. I'll be honest, that's a little attention to detail that I don't think a lot of people do. So ambi safety. Cool. Trigger. I feel silly even saying it. There's a trigger on this. So there's an adapter that comes with this, and I'll pull that out as well. We'll just unbox it. Which allows you to use, I'm going to go for a leap and say an AR buffer tube. Yes, AR buffer tube. So right now this is set to any kind of rail-mounted stock, which I think are really cool, but that's what's by default on here. But here is an adapter. Turn it around, so that you can put in your AR buffer tube style stocks. Great. One less thing to buy. It's metal. That's how I test things if metal is damaging my teeth. Okay. Rail on the bottom, rail on the top. Cool. Put a flashlight on the bottom of your launcher. Okay. Again, like, it's a big pistol. It's really kind of like the Maxim 9 as far as size-wise is concerned. I didn't bring one up for comparison, but I can shoot some videos with that. It's big, but it's not huge. Maybe you want it to be bigger for launcher rules, but anyway, there's that. I'm going to do this first because this is what I care about, and I know a lot of you have cared about. Can it take a TAGinn shell? Everybody wants to know, every launcher in the world, can it take a TAGinn shell? I so happen to have one of my HPA TAGinn shells. So the two things that you usually run into with launchers is, can the shell fit? One, and two, is the firing pin long enough to depress the plunger here to get it to release? So I'm going to do that now because that's the one thing I care about more than anything else. Does it fit? That's what she asked. It fits, but I had to push it in, which means I'm going to have to yank on it to pull it out. So let's call it a C+ on fit. Closes. I am in fire mode, I think. I'll put this away from my ear. Maybe not right towards the microphone. Nope, that's actually safe. Good lesson learned. So, my friends, a TAGinn shell will fit in the Krytac KT320 launcher. Getting it out. Okay. This opening is still sticky, so I'm not going to blame that. Okay. Better than other launchers I've used. So it does fit. Let's try another one because I loaded two. And this again, I think this is what most people care about. And if it's not what you care about, that's what I cared about most. All right, second shell. I'm not going to sand anything down because I feel like you can get it in and out easily enough. But it is this is me just lightly tapping. It's not going in. Ooh. Oh, that's me really horking on it now. Please don't go off of my hand. Okay. So this one I feel like this is a newer shell, a new TAGinn HPA shell. It fits, but I bet you I'm really going to have to hork it to get it out. All right, here we go again. Yeah. So the pin is not a problem with this. The fit of the shell, which is pretty common amongst launchers that aren't made for TAGinn. So you guys get to all watch me futz with trying to get the damn thing out. Okay. No, that baby's really in there. Okay. Well, it's going to be a different kind of video if I can't get this thing out. All right. I'm going to put this off screen so you can't see what I'm jamming into my brand new launcher to try to get this out. If you have any comments or questions, go ahead and put them on. Again, if you'd like to see me fumble through... Oh, geez. I might have to get a wrench to do this. Okay. Well, that's not what expected. All right, so now we'll put it more towards a D or a C on as far as the fit of a TAGinn shell. I'm going to have to grab a dowel or something, and I don't really want everyone to see my keister as I walk away, so I'm just going to say it fits. I had brought other shells, just like HPA shells, green gas shells, just to say, does it fit? I assume it's going to fit because that's the intended purpose of the Krytac 320, is for these kinds of shells. So I'll do another video maybe, or someone has suggestions on what else I could use that's near me that knows my office, on what I can jam in here. Again, let me take a look around. I really feel like I don't have anything appropriate. All right, well, there's that. Shell works. Let's assume all modern Airsoft 40mm shells will fit in this. So there's the launcher. Cool. Oh, we're experiencing some performance issues. All right, I'm going to close some things down, so maybe that'll help. Again, if anybody, use your ruler. My ruler's been used for other things. And nice to see you, Jesse Boo. Anyway, I'll think about this as I'm going to open the KT40 shell. Because as we're talking about the KT40 shell, for those who have not seen the video, the KT40 shell is not a traditional shower shell where it has these multiple holes. It is more like your Airsoft. That was a thing. It's more like your Airsoft Innovations 40 mics and master mics, where it's one tube that you load, and all the BBs come out of one hole. At least that's what I thought it was. And also the Cyclops, for those that know that, it's not a very good shell by my opinion. I had one and I got rid of it pretty quickly. But again, that same thing where it's not multiple holes that you put BBs in, but it's one hole that you just put a crap ton in, and when you shoot it just blows them all out at once. The master mics and 40 mics have widely been banned because people were jerks with them. On the other side, they're sweet. Like if you got a bunch of people rushing and you have a couple of those, they're outstanding. But, you know. So let's just get into that while I'm still thinking of how to open or get out my TAGinn shell. KT40. What Krytac is saying about these shells in particular is that they are adjustable, so you can adjust the pressure. If it works, well, cool. Container. Instructions. Okay, I'll read them eventually. This is a cap, a safety cap for your shell. I actually use these a lot. The ones I use are from Endex, 3D printed Endex ones, but I think these are really great if you have these kinds of shells, especially a lot of them. It's nice, plus it's a flex, and I do enjoy flexing. Not my muscles, but other things. Okay. KT40 shell. You're never going to lose it based on the color. 10 feet spread at 25 feet. Minimum engagement distance, 30 feet. Made in Taiwan. So that is one thing. 10 feet spread at 25 feet. Okay. Well, we're definitely going to have to do a video on how these operate. Use only propane, green gas, duster gas, or 134A. Okay. Do not use HPA, CO2, Nuprol 3 or 4. Not many people are using that anyway, but cool. Use only polymer 6mm BBs. Don't use metal BBs. Okay. I mean, I suppose there's someone out there thinking about that. Let's talk about the front of this shell. Interesting. And this might be one of those you gotta fit. Oh, cool. All right, so let's look at the front of this shell. So you have your screw parts, you have your gas fill zone, and you have your BB fill, which is the center green one. Now, there's this black piece here, and I'm not sure what they officially call it. I'll even look it up, because we're all here together to learn. According to their thing, they call it the fire mode switch. So this must be how you affect straight up blast versus maybe a spread. So if you look here at that, this is a black piece. There we go. I'll just go ahead and do it. You can click it down, which must actually restrict it more. Again, we'll have to read the directions, which I hate doing, but we'll do it. So probably 2 different fire modes. Dump it, and maybe it's wide bursts, as it said. Yeah, 25 feet. 10-foot spread versus straight line. So maybe that's your straight line because it's focusing. Maybe that is your dump. We'll find out. Again, I didn't read the directions. Don't be drunk when you're using shells. Okay, that's always a valuable thing to say. Okay, I am looking really quickly. So you load, push the slide switch A4. It's okay. They actually want you to load this way. Oh, you know, it's out of the way. Load your BBs. So open state is load your BBs. That's a big circular thing. Yeah, cool. All right. When you're done, that's when you close it. So never mind. It doesn't do anything to affect the firing of the rounds. This is load. If you turn it upside down, presumably they're all just going to fall out. You push it in. Now it's locked into place, and it's ready to fire. Meaning it is holding the BBs so that when you shoot it, they won't go all over the place. I'm interested. There must be a gasket in there of some kind. I'm trying to see. Anyway, so first of all, let's do a weird comparison here. Size-wise, I do have a ruler. Exactly. Direct instructions. Not only am I old, but I'm an old Airsoft player, which means I just don't follow, I don't read directions at all. This is about 4.5 inches. Wow, it looked like it looked like a foot to me. 4.5 inches, which makes it very similar, ooh, to the dreaded 40 mic. Ooh. So size-wise, it's actually a hair bigger than the 40 mic, comparatively to like one of your standard green gas shells. A little shorter. What else do we have? Compared to our friend, the Master mic, which was the stepchild of the 40. Shorter or bigger is the KT40. So not unusual size-wise, 4.5 inches or so. I don't know what else to say. Let's talk about fit. I just brought up some launchers. This is pretty popular. Oh, I still have a ball in here from another video. Cool. So it's a pretty popular hand launcher, and if I'm honest, if I'm just going to run this as a shower shell, a hand unit is what I prefer, just because at that point it's a backup pistol to a backup pistol kind of thing. But so does it fit? Yeah. Oh, gotta push it in all the way. Oh, here we go. It does not fit. This shell, for whatever reason, is too long. I'm not gonna hammer on this either, like I said I wouldn't for my other unit or the actual launcher. Yeah, that is locked out. It will not close. Just for S&Gs here, this is, again, the 40 mic, which is a hair bit shorter. That does fit. So, all right, there's another nugget. Your KT40, Krytac KT40 shell will not fit in this hand launcher. I know a lot of people locally have this one. Sorry. How about an Ares 320? We got our Ares 320 here. Let's see about this one. No problemo. Good. I like this launcher. Obviously bigger, but sweet launcher. And I only brought one other launcher up, and honestly, it's the one, other than if I just want to back up to a backup for a pistol, it's the one I'm planning on the most. And if before these get banned on fields, and hopefully not because of me, I want to use these in an ICS rotary launcher. I think running one of these, or I'm sorry, 6 of these would be pretty dope. So let's see what we can do here. I never used this, so let's open this. Does it fit? It fits. Fire. I mean, again, these are made for these kinds of shells, so I'm gonna assume it'll be fine. But so it definitely fits in. This is an ITS or ICS, sorry, ICS launcher. Cool. Like my plan was to test one out, see if I liked it, and if I did, specifically for this stupid gun, which almost no one uses, was to buy 5 more and then bring it to a game and scare the crap out of people. So our KT40 40 mil shell fits in 2 of the 3 launchers I brought up. I can do another video of the different launchers because I'm an idiot and I own so many. But like there is another smaller hand launcher that I see some people use. It's the much more snub. We're using an AR grip. When I say AR grip, more AR angle, I guess, because this is using an AR grip. But like this one is aesthetically cooler, I think. But this one, once again, yeah, that will not take the KT40 shell. So, and if you're being honest, what did Krytac make their shell for? Probably their KT320 launcher. So I guess that's not too surprising. All right. There I am. Ooh, I can maybe take this barrel off right now. I don't want to break anything. I don't want to damage anything. I'm kind of watching comments. I don't see specific comments here. Here's some comments over here. People have questions. If you have something you'd like me to try, send me either a DM or notes on this video, and I'll try some stuff. Actually shooting it, actually trying some things. I have a real nice foldable stock that is currently on my Metadyne Havoc that I'm totally going to put on this KT320 launcher from Krytac. just because, you know, I think folding stocks are cool, but I'll try that there. I also have a bunch of AR style tubes for my Meta 9 Havoc, so I'll try a couple there. We'll do some looks. I feel like this is short enough that you don't really want something huge on it, but that's an aesthetic thing, and that's everybody's personal preference. I guess I'll do one other thing, and I'm expecting this to be the same thing because it's a Airsoft 40 mil launcher. This is a 2-inch tennis ball, which is one of the 2 approved projectiles for Twin Cities Airsoft's giant airsoft game, GAG. I have a series of video guides that I will be releasing today. Again, they've been posted. I just haven't been promoting them, about the rules for launchers. They're not different. I just don't think people know what they are. One of the videos is, can a 2-inch, and here's where you nerds who know measurements can tell, you already know the answer to this, can you put a 2-inch tennis ball in a 40 millimeter barrel? No, the answer is no. Not a tennis ball. This is a Nova Kush rocket. Can you put a Nova Kush rocket into a 40 millimeter barrel? I mean, you can jam this in here, and I know plenty of people with like M79s have been doing this for ages, but not effectively, or not, I won't say effectively because I haven't seen it shoot, but not as well as in those devices that are meant for that. So just, but again, I'm thinking about Twin Cities Airsoft GAG rules right now, so this is really probably not a launcher I'm going to bring for GAG for the purpose of using it as a launcher. Using it in conjunction with like a 320, or I'm sorry, the KT40 shell. Sorry, I said the other launcher 320. Maybe, again, if I'm going to run something like this, like I said, I'd rather run it in a pistol form. So I don't know. We'll see it. I'll definitely be bringing it to all the games I'm going to be at, which is probably GAG in another week. I might be out at Champion Valley this week if someone wants to see it. But I mostly just wanted to do the unboxing video to, 1, be first, and 2, see if a TAGinn shell fit, which, again, fit being a relative term, the answer is yes, and the firing pin works. Here's one thing that bugs me just because I'm used to it. Okay, I'll figure it out. But like, I like to be able to put my finger here to open the breech in case it gets stuck. You just got to do it from the front. So, learning curve, right? New launcher, new things. I'm 53 years old, for those that didn't know that, and my hands are just weak. So maybe one of you strong, young Thundercats could get this out, but I can't. So, there it is. It can take a TAGinn shell. It can shoot a TAGinn shell. You might have to have a wrench to get out the TAGinn shell, but it works for that. It comes with your replacement for the orange front end, so that's pretty cool. Comes with an extender, which, okay, we're here. Let's see if this at least is over a foot. So this, minus the stock, and this, you know, only gets you to 13 inches, fully extended. So that doesn't buy you anything for like a GAG, but just for looks, cool. I still don't know what that other rail system was, and I haven't looked at the holster a ton. So we'll look at that again and maybe do a different video on that. But there's your there is your KT320 from Krytac, newly released, and here is your, again, your KT40 shell, which is similar in size to your red one, MAT 40 mic. Airsoft innovation, so about 4.5 inches long. How it operates, don't know yet. I will queue it up as soon as possible, at least just get some initial shooting videos. Not even, what do I feel? How do I feel about it? So, again, KT40, KT320 Krytac, new launcher, just in. If you have questions, let me know, either DM or put them in the video. If you want more specific content about this launcher and shell, let me know as well. What else? Look for some videos very shortly on GAG rules for launchers. And for those that don't know, GAG is on September 20th. The other reason is, so Drug Wars is coming to Big Lake Tactical in October, and they also promise to have a bunch of vehicles. So depending on what you want a launcher for, maybe I'll do a video on launcher rules for Big Lakes Drug Wars, because they are allowing tagging. I'm not sure. I question some of the insurance rules on that, but they are allowing a lot more. So something like this, running a TAGinn chalk round or a TAGinn Reaper, okay. Well, now you can use this launcher in a game locally for a launchable, as opposed to just a shower shell. This just occurred to me. So this extended barrel, which they only give you one, is threaded on both sides. So I assume it's threaded so if you wanted to keep your your short, yeah, your barrel protector. Okay, that didn't work. But if you wanted to keep your short barrel protector on here and not risk the threads, cool. But if they sell more of these, at 2 some inches a set, you could make this launcher a 16-inch launcher. Again, if you have those requirements. So yeah, okay, maybe we can buy more of these, and then make this launcher larger. That's actually pretty interesting. Just again occurred to me. All right, that's it. It is maybe a 35-minute video. I hope you enjoyed it. Minnesota Airsoft Association, it's me, Gabe. If you have any questions, DM me. But other than that, have a great rest of your day, and look forward to me buying more stuff so you don't have to. Have a good one, guys.